This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
On this episode of Off the Script, number 180, part number 1, for your Friday, July 28th, 2017! I got news on major SummerSlam plans for Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Jason Jordan. What is WWE thinking for all four men on Monday Night Raw? Also, WWE 2K announces the 2K18 Collector's Edition, inspired by none other than John Cena. What are you guys gonna get when you pre-order the Deluxe Edition of WWE 2K18? Also, we have news on a very weird story that happened in a bar that involves Braun Strowman and Karen Jarrett. What the fuck is going on? And did Braun Strowman power slam her right there in front of everybody while ordering a shot of Jack Daniels? We'll talk about it right here on Off the Script. Also, reason why Bayley will challenge Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam instead of Sasha Banks, and that wrestling club unboxing. All this, plus why Road Dogg benched me on Twitter, right here on the number 1 fucking podcast, right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Man, oh man, what an interesting and volatile week it was. Not only on YouTube, but all over social media, man. It was absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking ridiculously crazy. I was a wild man. I was a madman this week, man. With Battleground and then SmackDown. SmackDown itself as a brand hasn't really made me happy. Raw, on the other hand, still not where it needs to be by any stretch of the imagination. But they are producing better content right now than SmackDown Live is. And the storylines that they have better long-term payoffs, if you ask me, to be honest with you. Because you got Rollins and Ambrose. The promise is there for that. The promise is there for Samoa Joe possibly leading Monday Night Raw as its Universal Champion. Braun Strowman's always been must-see on Monday Night Raw with this current run that he's on. And he's gotten so much better. You know, you got the Roman Reignses that are still there. Finn Balor, I'm sure he's going to be in the Universal Championship picture sooner rather than later. It's just better content right now. The only thing that Monday Night Raw has going against it is the 3-hour format and the stale formulaic nature of the show. The announce team is to be desired. Obviously, there are things that we would all change about Monday Night Raw, but they have better promise than SmackDown does. I don't know what SmackDown is doing. I don't know what's going on, but I went in heavy on SmackDown Live this week, And it pretty much all came to a volcanic eruption on Tuesday night. I am in no way backing off how I feel. I am in no way backing off how I deliver my content, because you guys come here to see one version of JD and one version of JD only. If I can tone that down over the course of a video, so be it. I don't want to come on here being a lunatic. I don't want to come on here being a screaming maniac that's having the word fuck fly out of his mouth every single fucking sentence. But it all started on Tuesday when I got into, it wasn't really a heated debate. It was a couple of tweets. You know, Justin LaBar and I, we tend to have differing opinions, which is great because his opinion comes from, you know, the reality side of things. I am more of the fans' voice. I'm with the people. LaBar is that consummate professional who is just gonna fucking, you know what? He's a voice of the people too, but he's gonna slap some reality right across your face and make you think. That's why I like listening to him. Every time I listen to LaBar, it's always like, wow. I didn't think of it in that perspective, but he's 100% right. And every time I listen to LaBar, every time I'm angry at something, and every time I go listen to LaBar over something, I feel like it's therapeutic. I feel like he calms me down almost, and I'm like, why was I so angry to begin with? But I tweeted out something, and him and I follow each other on Twitter. And I tweeted out about the Nakamura-John Cena situation that's going to be occurring on Tuesday's SmackDown this coming week. And I tweeted something along the lines of John Cena and Nakamura on free television, not on pay-per-view, next week. This is the company that is run by the biggest band of idiots in the entire industry. Those are my exact words. Funny enough that I had PJ Black tweet me, PJ Black of Lucha Underground, ex-WWE superstar. He tweeted me, ha ha ha, which I found kind of funny. Out of nowhere, PJ Black tweeted me. But the power of the hashtag, man, the power of the hashtag. But LaBar seen my tweet. He quoted it because he felt differently on the subject. And it's always good to get into a friendly debate with LaBar. And again, he tried to smack some reality, you know, my way. He mentioned that WWE made $700 million and, you know, it's all about making money. It's a smart business decision, blah, blah, blah. So I took it a step further and I stated that WWE has nothing special anymore. They barely have anything special with what they have on their roster right now. Cena and Nakamura was one of those very few things. Whether you like John Cena or hate John Cena, I don't give a shit. John Cena is the biggest name in the WWE. Swallow that bitter pill, clowns, please. You can hate John Cena all you want. I don't care. Cena is the biggest name that company has. Cena Nakamura, to me, was one of the biggest matches that they could possibly do. One of the very, very, very few matches that they could possibly do that has, wow, WrestleMania written all over it. And I'm like, bro, you gotta know that for sure. Why would you give this away for free television with no build? No build. They barely probably share a locker room together. They probably never shared a bathroom, you know, with accompanying stalls, right? They never took a piss together. They barely probably had a fucking bite to eat together, a cup of coffee together, let alone get in a fucking ring together. You're going to put these guys in the ring together and you're going to just put it on free television? You know? SmackDown and the ratings coming out of Battleground were down. And I understand where everybody's coming from. Well, if you see Nakamura and you see John Cena's a megastar. Nakamura is huge on the internet and huge in Japan, right? You see this on your television, you flip and you're like, holy shit. John Cena and Nakamura, you're going to grab those casual viewers. You're going to grab those casual viewers for the 20 minutes that they're in the ring. That's great. I don't want to hear about ratings because the ratings are never consistent. They might have a slight increase next week with Nakamura, John Cena, but what's going to happen the next week? They're going to be right down to where they are. So what did you accomplish? You accomplished nothing. Network subscriptions are down. They just released their quarterly figures. Everything is down. Everything is down. So I proceeded to tweet LeBar, and I'm like, this is a big match. Jinder Mahal. Who the fuck is Jinder Mahal? Laughing my ass off. I'm like, you're going to put these two guys in the ring with no build, and the one thing that they're fighting for is to fight Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam? It's kind of weak. It's kind of pathetic, don't you think? That's where I was coming from. Because the Jinder Mahal experiment is a failure. I want him off my television. I'm really contemplating putting him on version 2.5 of the t-shirt. He sucks. But I said that, and then I read articles that Jinder Mahal is not getting over in India. In fact, people were telling me, people who listen to this show from India are telling me, JD, Jinder is really not that over here. People would rather see Sasha and Bayley and Alexa over Jinder Mahal. Jinder was big that first night he won the six-pack challenge. Jinder was big that first night he won the WWE Championship. After that, nobody gave a shit about Jinder Mahal. WWE isn't doing business in India with Jinder Mahal. It's a fucking excuse. It's a lame excuse. So I tweeted all this to LeBar. We got into a back and forth on Twitter. I apologize to Justin because, I use the F-bomb in the tweets here and there. And, Justin knows me and, we've hung out a few SummerSlams now. And, I usually see him when, he comes to New York for SummerSlam weekend. And I seen him when I went down to WrestleMania. Not only do I consider Justin a colleague, he's got his podcast. I was on his show. He did, stuff for me. But I consider Justin more than that. He's a friend. And I actually DM'd him last night because I went to another concert on Wednesday night. The reason why I didn't do my NXT review and my live stream on Twitch was because I went to go see Hell Yeah in concert. Chad Gray and Vinnie Paul of Ex Pantera. A very, very good show. And Chad Gray, obviously, of Ex Mudvayne. I was a big Mudvayne guy back in the day, back in high school. LD50 was a great album. I got home and I laid on my couch. I was watching reruns of Seinfeld, and I DM'd LeBar. I'm like, bro, I apologize for getting out of line, and I don't want you to take it in a way where I was coming on too strong or attacking you. Because that's never my intention, when I'm discussing things with you. You know how I am. You know how my attitude is on my podcast. And he completely understood. And, I told him I can't wait to see you SummerSlam weekend. Have a few drinks, share a few laughs. Hopefully do something together. So I apologize to him. And that's all good. But the thing is, Justin knows a lot of people. When he originally seen my tweet, the one where I said that WWE is run by the biggest band of idiots in the industry for giving Nakamura and John Cena away for free on television, one person in particular probably seen that, and that was Road Dogg. So Road Dogg is under fire as of late for the creative direction of SmackDown Live. And I've been attacking Road Dogg on this show for a couple weeks now because of various reasons. I know Road Dogg is not really to blame for anything. I really know he's not. I'm sure you guys know who to blame for the downfall lately in quality on SmackDown Live. I know you guys know who is behind Monday Night Raw's appalling quality over the last 5 years. Even longer than that. It's not Road Dogg. When it comes to SmackDown, it's not Road Dogg. In my DM to LeBar, I was like, can you apologize to me on my behalf if you come in contact with Road Dogg again in passing? Tell him that I apologize. And just keep it moving. I probably deserve a blocking or benching, as I call it, and I don't expect to be unbenched anytime soon. But I want to let Justin know that I was a little bit out of line. I'm not changing my attitude on anything. I got a little hot and heavy with the discussion, and that's what led to my benching. I'm pretty sure, and I can come to my own conclusions here, that Road Dogg knows Justin. They know each other very well, and Road Dogg's seen Justin interacting with me. He probably inquired, "Do you know this fucking guy? Do you know this goon?" And it is what it is. So he proceeded to block me on Twitter from there for stating my opinion on SmackDown Live. Coincidentally, the tweet that got me benched got almost 800 likes and about 400 retweets. Or something like that. 200, 300 retweets, something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a very, very interactive tweet. A lot of people agreed with me. That's a lot of interaction for someone who is just a casual, right? Someone who's just a nobody with some fucking rinky-dink podcast on YouTube. That's a lot of fucking interaction, You got some WWE talent who don't even have that type of interaction. You got people within the business, the Meltzers and the Alvarezes and the fucking Aaron Riffs. They don't get that much interaction on Twitter. So clearly I'm doing something right. I consider myself a voice of the people. I really do. But I didn't mean to attack Road Dogg. I didn't want to cut him down. I just think the mentality there on his Twitter wall was, something that I do. But I bench stupidity. I don't block people because of their opinion. I bench stupidity. But to me, the way he was coming off was like, yeah, I'm the WWE SmackDown Live creative writer. I can't do no wrong. It's impossible for me to book a bad show. Sorry, benched, blocked. These people have this God complex that's like, bro, slow your roll. Calm down. I could probably do your job just as good as you. You're there because of who you know. I'm coming up with the same ideas, probably even better, for years on this show. So, slow your roll. But the thing is, I was benched because, and a lot of people were benched. A lot of people were benched by Road Dogg. This actually made the dirt sheets. How Road Dogg was handling all the situation, all the fire coming his way because of the recent SmackDown Live decline. It all started from Battleground. The fans are what makes SmackDown Live. If you are blocking people's views, what does that say about the WWE? The WWE is where it is today, especially today, with the decline in wrestling, period. WWE is where it's at today because of the people. So for Road Dogg to turn around and just say this to everybody and not listen to fans' cries, fans who care. You think I like to complain? You think I like to complain and bitch and cry and moan? The reason why I do it is because the show has so much potential that I feel like these people don't care. Not everything that you do is going to be a right business decision. I don't agree with Nakamura and John Cena being on television. I don't agree with the recent creative direction and decline of SmackDown Live. I mean, in 2017, you have the Great Khali come out on television to end a pay-per-view. Why would anybody be okay with that decision? But somehow, you're okay with that. And I'm not really speaking to Road Dogg on that. I'm speaking to the people who made that decision. Who put the final stamp on that decision. Vince. Would. Those people. The fans are what makes the fans are what make this show. And the fact that the fans had their voices turned away because they were critiquing your work, you know, they care. Those people, every one of those people that you blocked, care. It sucks, and I was one of them. But I was an asshole, and I own up to that. I was an asshole. I came off a little too aggressive. That's what I do. You know, I don't know if Road Dogg watches this show. He probably doesn't, because he doesn't like all the fucking cursing. You know? Every morning, the guy wakes up and tweets a prayer. I'm pretty sure he's a very religious man, and God bless him. But if you can't handle the fans, how the fuck are you handling Vince McMahon? And I understand it's probably not Road Dogg's fault. Road Dogg and Ryan Ward, if he's still there, which everybody says that he is, and whoever else is writing SmackDown Live, their creative ideas probably get shot down left and right, one by one. Vince McMahon is to blame. Or whoever's putting the final seal of approval on SmackDown Live. I don't know. But we all know collectively as a universe that the show has declined in 2017. Ever since the Elimination Chamber, that show has declined. I know. What's your favorite show? Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead. You know how many fucking people complain about The Walking Dead when there's not enough fucking zombies? When there's not enough Lucille baseball bats to the fucking head? How many people complain when there's not enough action and there's too much drama and dialogue in Walking Dead? I actually like those episodes. The majority of the people don't. People use the hashtag TWD, right? AMC, The Talking Dead. People calling in, complaining, crying. Why didn't this happen? Why didn't they do this? Blah, blah, blah. You think AMC and The Walking Dead official Twitter block all their fans? What the fuck is wrong with these people? Road Dogg blocking all the fans. JBL, you fucking breathe near this guy fucking blocks you on Twitter. So that makes Titus O'Neil, JBL, and Road Dogg who have blocked me via the WWE roster. Who's next? After all the shit I said about Ryback and Kane and Big Show, and I haven't been blocked by those guys, and Charlotte. Jesus Christ, grow a pair. We are the lifeblood of WWE. SmackDown, Raw. You can run your business. That's fine. But that doesn't mean that everything you do is a thumbs up. That doesn't mean everything that you do is going to come back from the teacher's desk with a fucking A+ on it. No, it's not. Most of the time, the WWE is the fucking student in the back of the class shooting spitballs at the fucking geek sitting in the front row who's getting A's. Meanwhile, WWE is getting fucking D's. F's. That's what they are. Not everything you do is good. And when it's not good, people are going to complain. Consumer feedback is a real thing. When the Call of Duty servers aren't the way that they should be on launch night, what do you think's going to happen? Activision, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, their Twitters are going to get slammed because of them not being prepared. What happened when Friday the 13th came out? I don't own the game yet, but their servers were a fucking mess. What happened when Destiny 2's beta came out? Everybody flooded their Twitter about what they'd fix, what should be in the game, what should be out of the game, what needs to be fucking increased, decreased, removed completely. Feedback. You think Destiny and the official Destiny page blocked all their fucking Guardians off Twitter? No. Same thing with your favorite TV show. Monday Night Raw is the only business, at SmackDown, WWE is the only business that I know blocks fans for critiquing them. I didn't even tweet at Road Dogg. I didn't even tweet at him. I said WWE as a whole. I didn't say Road Dogg Brian James is a fucking idiot. Because he doesn't listen to this show. He merely interpreted that and said, oh, look, foul language, benched. Just a stupid way to do business. Can't handle the fans' opinion, but this guy's fucking face-to-face with Vince McMahon in the boardrooms when they're writing creative storylines. If you can't handle the fans, I don't think you should be in the fucking position that you're in, to be honest with you. But I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean anything by it. That was my fucking week. I apologize to LeBar and I apologize to Road Dogg, but it's too late for that. I didn't mean anything. I'm not going to change my ways. You guys, if something else happens, you know, along the lines of what we've seen this week, you are definitely going to get reviews like you've seen this week. They were some of the best reviews I think I've done, with the most feedback that I've ever received. Thumbs up and likes. Battleground did almost 3,600 likes. SmackDown did almost 2,400 likes. Clearly, I am doing something right. I don't expect to get a job with WWE. But you're also not going to hold back a viewer. Over 30 years worth of fucking knowledge. You're not going to hold my opinion back. Block me. Block me. I'm a fucking lifer, bro. The fact that I'm a lifer and that you don't even give a shit about how much time I've invested in your business, it's fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This is indeed Off the Script. Episode 180, part number 1 for Friday, July 28th, 2017. We got a big show ahead of you today. We got an unboxing that we're going to get into in a little bit right now. I do want to say thank you to everybody for getting me over 80,000 subscribers. It's very nice to finally see a new number on my homepage. Thank you guys so much. We are well on our way to 81,000 and beyond. I want to thank the Legend of Thunder, 402 Thunder, for shouting me out on his channel. I just started uploading Call of Duty gameplay again. If that interests you guys at all, I have 2 videos this week live on the channel. Very, very entertaining stuff. So make sure you guys go and check that out. SmackDown Live, Monday Night Raw reviews are live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go check those out if you missed them. Battleground review, hot and heavy. If you guys missed that, something that everybody's still talking about, live on the channel right now. We will incorporate NXT review into this weekend's podcast. I will make time for that here, being that I didn't get to it this week because I went to the Hell Yeah concert on Wednesday in Manhattan at the Gramercy Theater. But we will incorporate that into the podcast this week, and I have yet to watch it. I have to sit down and watch it with a cold beverage. I know that NXT TakeOver is slowly but surely coming along, so we'll work on that as well. But if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, excuse me, follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. So make sure you guys are in tune to when I upload daily on the channel. Let's get this unboxing done, man, and then we'll get into the news. We got a lot of news to go over. I want to thank the fine people over at That Wrestling Club for sending me a box. If you guys are not following them on Twitter, I want you guys to do so, please. At That Wrestling Club on Twitter. And make sure you guys tell them that JD from New York sent you over there. Hashtag off the script. A few things that they got working on, man. A few things that they got coming. They actually have exclusive to them only. And I like that they're trying to differentiate themselves from all these other crates, man. They got something called WrestleTune Minis coming to the product line. And I believe that's probably launching next month with next month's August crate. It'd be a perfect time to do it, being that it's SummerSlam month. Toy collectors should be on the lookout. These are going to be epic, from what I hear. But I like that they're differentiating themselves from all the other crates. We had some great crates this month, man. Pro Wrestling Crate. We had Wrestle Crate. And I just have a feeling this is going to be the best That Wrestling Club unboxing that we've done so far. Because I kind of got the intel on what's in here so far. I don't know exactly, but I did peek at some people who had their crates. So I'm very excited to show you guys what's in here. If you guys want to go and sign up for a crate, if you guys like what you see in here, all you got to do is go to thatwrestlingclub.com. They're all over the place, man. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. They're all over the place. But thatwrestlingclub.com, choose your subscription service, okay? Whichever one you want monthly. Enter the coupon code at checkout, JD sent me, for 10% off your initial first crate. And then tweet them, and then tell them that I sent you, and use the hashtag off the script. See what's in here, man. I'm excited to open this motherfucker. I'm excited to open it. Let me fix myself. Let's see, man. Oh. This always, like I said, man, with the Wrestle Club unboxing, we got Funko. We got the Jericho Funko. This always puts a smile on my face, man. This is probably the one I wanted most out of the new collection. Ted DiBiase. Look at that, man. That is fucking beast. That is fucking beast, man. So we got Jericho and the $1 Million Man. I need to get Bayley and Sasha. Iron Sheik? Go fuck yourself, Iron Sheik. Nobody wants him. But Sasha and Bayley are next, man. But that's fucking great, man. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, WWE Funko Pop, man. I love that. This will always, in every wrestling crate, always put a smile on my face because I absolutely love these when I actually get a fucking real setup. Not in this fucking dump of an apartment. But these, what you see here, is going to be displayed so epically, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. I love that. Always puts a smile on my face to see a Funko Pop in one of my unboxings, in one of my crates. Macho Man Randy Savage. That makes like 3 Macho Man t-shirts I got, man. Nothing wrong with some fucking Macho Man Randy Savage swag. Look at that. It's a nice color too, man. I like that. And I'm assuming these t-shirts come from, if I'm mistaken, somebody correct me, Pro Wrestling Tees and Barber Shop Window. So, Macho Man t-shirt, man. Can't go wrong with Macho Man Randy Savage. These pins are fucking awesome right here. I love these pins. I got so many of these pins, it's unreal. This one here, Classic Moments pin. It's me, Austin. It's me. You know, we need a Kevin Dunn pin. Can you put a beaver on a pin, please? And then we got the 1-year anniversary limited edition lapel pin, man. I love this fucking logo. They got a beast logo. They probably got the best logo out of all the crates. That Wrestling Club with the skull and the cigar in his mouth, man. That's fucking beast right there. Good shit. Good shit. What do we got? What do we got here? Ooh. Oh my God. This is fucking beast, man. This is absolutely fucking beast. And I know when I was down at WrestleMania, I met the people in charge over at that wrestling club. And they gave me the intel right there to what was going to be in the following month's crate. Which was probably the best autograph that I think I've gotten out of any box. Which was AJ Styles. I think this one is going to come in at number 2, man. Because this is fucking great. And the fact that they get top of the line fucking autographs is phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that, man. Seth Rollins autograph in that wrestling club. Fucking awesome. Unbelievable stuff, man. So if you guys want this type of stuff, this autograph alone is worth more than the entire fucking box. The Funko Pop goes for about $14. You got the t-shirt that probably goes for $20. This is worth more than the entire box. That is beast. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. I can't wait to frame all these, man. That is great. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, they got top of the line guys. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. Who's going to be next, man? You want to find out? You got to subscribe. ThatWrestlingClub.com and follow the guys on Twitter at ThatWrestlingClub. Tell them that JD from New York sent you. Hashtag off the script. Tell them where you seen the unboxing. Use the coupon code at checkout. JD sent me for 10% off. Thank you guys so much, man. We're going to get right into the news, but before I do that, I can't do anything. I can't give you the podcast unless you hear first from the broken one, Matt Hardy, right here on Off the Script.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Broken Matt Hardy. This is JD from New York. Actually, delete to JD from New York. I have cleaned this vessel. Make sure to check out his wonderful show, Off the Script. It's absolutely delightful.
We're going to start off with this story, man. Jason Jordan. You guys have known him for his time in American Alpha with Chad Gable. Now, he is on Monday Night Raw, and he is the illegitimate son of the Raw GM, Kurt Angle. Jason Jordan to receive a huge title shot at SummerSlam. How will Kurt Angle be involved? The WWE Universe knew that Kurt Angle revealing his secret would lead to big things on Raw. However, it is expected to lead to big things for Jason Jordan now that he's been revealed to be Kurt's biological son on WWE television. Jordan's first match on Raw was against Kurt Hawkins and was very successful. Squash on Monday Night Raw. But it was just the beginning of Jason Jordan's push. Apparently, WWE officials have huge plans for him heading into SummerSlam. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins defeated The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel in a handicap match this week on Raw. Ambrose and Miz have been feuding over the Intercontinental Championship for most of the year, but the match on Raw seemed like a natural conclusion. Ambrose and Rollins, I have news on them, are rumored to be in their own huge title match at SummerSlam, which leaves The Miz wide open for a new challenger. It's been announced that The Miz will invite Jason Jordan as his guest during the next edition of Miz TV on Raw this coming week, which has revealed that WWE officials are planning for Jordan to enter the IC title hunt as The Miz's next challenger at SummerSlam. Seems that WWE officials are wasting no time pushing Jason Jordan into a prime position on Raw against The Miz during their biggest pay-per-view of the summer. The Miz has been one of the best heels on both Raw and SmackDown, more so on SmackDown than on Raw. I think he's kind of declined on Raw. Not too much, but he clearly isn't the same as he was on SmackDown Live. On SmackDown Live, The Miz was just on a whole nother level. The powers that be are clearly attempting to build momentum for Jason Jordan's babyface run through his ties to Kurt Angle and building him up as the foil to The Miz. It's unclear if Jordan will win the Intercontinental Championship from The Miz, but The Miz will have plenty of material to use to get heat from the fans to get them on Jason Jordan's side. So if Jordan is going to start a real feud, his first big feud with anybody on Monday Night Raw, there is no better person than The Miz. The Miz is a heat magnet. The people pay to see The Miz get beat up. The Miz is one of the most genuine, authentic heels, real heels that the WWE has. The guy can open his mouth. He can get underneath your skin the way an old school heel can. And he could make you hate him. And all that hate bounces off The Miz, and you just want to fucking cheer for the guy who The Miz is feuding against. You know, I'm not a big fan of Dolph Ziggler, but I recognize Dolph Ziggler's talent. To me, Dolph Ziggler is one of the biggest names, not really the biggest names, but one of the best names in between those ropes that the WWE has. Dolph Ziggler is fantastic in the ring. And I got news on Dolph Ziggler, but not really Dolph Ziggler, but Dolph Ziggler and guys like Dolph Ziggler on tomorrow's show, because there is rumors that WWE is going to expand on the Superstar Shakeup, and I got big news coming on that on Saturday's podcast. But there is no better opponent for Jason Jordan right now than The Miz. If you want a real babyface reaction for Jason Jordan, The Miz is going to get it for him. And that's what they want right now. Because after week one already, and after the initial reveal, it's been very lukewarm as far as the reactions go. You know, the crowd didn't really know how to handle it. They were kind of flabbergasted. They were like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know who this guy is. I don't know whether the fans just didn't like the individual that WWE chose to play Kurt's son in this angle. I don't know if the fans are calling bullshit on this and don't believe it at all. I don't know if the fans care at all, period. But following that up with Jason Jordan versus Kurt Hawkins, seems like already WWE doesn't know where they want to go with this. This is news to me, good news to me, and this is music to my ears as a fan. This means to me that WWE does have the best interests in Jason Jordan at heart. Because putting him with The Miz is a fantastic idea. There's really nothing else for him to do right now. The Miz and Dean Ambrose, that has to come to a conclusion. That tag team match with, Ambrose and Rollins beating The Miz Taraj in a 2-on-3 handicap match, that is an ideal conclusion to what has been a long-winded feud. It's over. Move on and just close the chapter on that. Done and over with. My initial thought was that I thought Dean Ambrose was going to continue his feud with The Miz, but it was going to involve Seth Rollins, and that Ambrose and Rollins were going to fight over the IC title. That was my initial thought. But what WWE has in mind here is actually so much more better. It actually ties into SummerSlam a lot better than I could have ever imagined that WWE was going to come up with something for Monday Night Raw. So Jason Jordan receiving an Intercontinental Championship match against The Miz, I'm all for that, man. I think that's a fantastic idea. I really do. Now, based on this week's match with Kurt Hawkins and the rumored rivalry with The Miz, WWE officials aren't planning to play Jordan's ties to Angle too heavily yet. Instead, they want Jason Jordan's skills in the ring to do most of the work, which we know that we know that they're there. We know that they're there. And the dynamic with Kurt Angle will grow over time slowly, especially if The Miz is consistently taking shots at their relationship throughout their rivalry. It's unclear, though, if WWE officials are planning a title change, but the more important thing is that Jason Jordan will have a huge spotlight on him at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship. Fantastic idea, man. I think that right now, there's nothing else that either The Miz or Jason Jordan could do on Monday Night Raw. Before even all this, my initial thought for the Intercontinental Championship was The Miz versus Finn Balor. But WWE's putting Balor with Wyatt in an undercard match. They're probably going to get Bray Wyatt to the point where he's going to bring out that demon in Finn Balor. We're going to see the demon at the Barclays Center on SummerSlam weekend. The Miz, being that angle with Dean Ambrose has concluded, and now Ambrose and Rollins are pretty much linked together per storyline. Miz has nothing else to do. There really is nobody else as far as a babyface goes on Monday Night Raw that he could challenge at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship. And the IC title needs to be spotlighted at SummerSlam. So putting Jason Jordan in there, I think that's a fantastic idea, man. I can't wait to see what the Miz does and the verbiage Miz uses on Miz TV to get underneath everybody's skin, because we know Jason Jordan has that nasty side to him. We've seen it. He's got that big smile when he was in there with Chad Hawkins. I'm fucking moron out here. Kurt Hawkins. We seen that rough, intense Jason Jordan come out, where that smile just went away. He was all business in that ring. And then when the match was over, he went back to smiling. I think The Miz is going to bring out that intensity that Jason Jordan possesses. It's going to be a good feud. So give it a shot. I can't wait to see what The Miz does on Miz TV this coming Monday, and there really is nothing better for each man to do going into SummerSlam. Speaking of SummerSlam and the tag team titles, we got massive plans for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose revealed for their partnership going into SummerSlam. Over recent weeks, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have found themselves in pursuit of the same goal. The Miz has been feuding with Dean Ambrose for most of the year over the IC title, but Rollins has teamed with Ambrose in pursuit of the Miz and his Miz Taraj. So Rollins went from Bray Wyatt, which didn't make any sense at all. I'm glad that they ended that. And now he's helping Dean Ambrose in his battle with the Miz. On Raw this week, the former Shield members defeated Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel in a handicap match, but it's just the beginning for them as a team. WWE fans universally are happy about the pairing of Ambrose and Rollins, but they are even more excited to see Ambrose and Rollins on the same page for the first time in 3 years. However, their on-screen friendship hasn't healed completely, but the expectation is the storyline will continue on Raw heading into SummerSlam. There is a rumor about Ambrose and Rollins being done with The Miz. That means WWE officials have some new plans for them. It's being reported that WWE officials are moving forward with the Hardys versus the Revival heading into SummerSlam, which means Cesaro and Sheamus don't have challengers for the Raw Tag Team titles yet. The rumors that Ambrose and Rollins are expected to receive a massive babyface run in the tag team division and will challenge Cesaro and Sheamus at SummerSlam for the Raw Tag Team titles. That is very good news. You need a babyface team. It's good that the Hardys are not in the tag team title hunt again because it's just generic. It's formulaic. It's the same old shit. They had their chance. Sheamus and Cesaro beat them. They have to beat the Revival if they want to prove to WWE that they deserve another shot. So, Hardys and Revival right now are going at it. Sheamus and Cesaro realistically have nobody else to challenge for SummerSlam. There really is no teams, period, on Monday Night Raw. Enzo and Cass broke up. Golden Truth's not there. Rhino and Slater, garbage, right? The Club, they're not doing much of anything. The Revival you can't give them a title shot. Nor do I want to see that, heel versus heel. I think the dynamic between Cesaro, Sheamus, Rollins, and Ambrose, I think that has the makings of a great tag team title match. I'm surprised that Monday Night Raw actually has plans that I'm agreeing with. It's amazing. That is the best thing that you could possibly do. It gets Rollins in something important. Finally. He hasn't been in anything important since WrestleMania. It gets Ambrose away from The Miz. Thank fucking Christ. And it gets an intriguing storyline that has the underlying fucking thought of who's going to betray who. And that's where my idea comes into play. I love this idea. And I will dive on this a little bit more after I finish reading this, because Triple H apparently was upset with both Rollins and Ambrose after Monday Night Raw. But I did talk about this last week on the show because I reported that there was a massive heel turn planned for Ambrose in this storyline with Rollins. Now, with this news, it kind of ties into all of that. Now, it's being reported that, like I said, the Hardys and the Revival at SummerSlam, Sheamus, Cesaro, Rollins, and Ambrose at SummerSlam for the tag team titles. On paper, Ambrose and Rollins having a run together as a team would be compelling for the fans based on their bad blood as rivals since the Shield disbanded. There's a lot to explore between these two characters as they get reacquainted as partners, especially if they are challenging for the Raw Tag Team titles heading into SummerSlam. WWE officials would also love to have another huge face tag team in the division, which right now is imperative for Monday Night Raw. I would love to see, pairings with, Rollins and Ambrose versus the Revival. Rollins and Ambrose versus the Hardys. Rollins and Ambrose versus the Club. I think that's great. There is no doubt that the WWE Universe would embrace a massive tag team run for Ambrose and Rollins. It is something that both men haven't done before. This is all fresh. It could also bring a lot of prestige to the tag team division. There has been some speculation that their run would eventually lead to a heel turn for Dean Ambrose. After that, Ambrose and Rollins could rekindle their rivalry, except with Rollins as the babyface. The fact is, there's a lot of potential for Ambrose and Rollins to create compelling feuds and matches for several months to come. Now, after their match on Monday Night Raw with The Miz, both Rollins and Ambrose embraced in the ring with a brief hug, which has specifically irked a lot of WWE officials backstage, most notably Triple H. It's being reported that the Game was upset that Ambrose and Rollins embraced in a hug because their run as a tag team is meant to continue through SummerSlam. Their dynamic improving over time was to be a major storyline for both men, which was teased by Ambrose turning down the classic Shield fist bump from Rollins to end the show. However, most WWE officials feel like their hug was a grander gesture. I don't think people should be upset with that. It was an in-the-moment thing. I mean, normally you go into a 2-on-3 handicap match, you are, by default, the underdogs. You got pretty much one man advantage for the other team. The fact that Rollins and Ambrose overcame those odds and overcame the antics of the Miz, because The Miz loves to fucking be a cowardly heel and do dastardly things as a heel to cheat to win. They overcame that. They were happy that they won. You know? And then they got right back into the, you know, give me the fist pump, and Ambrose said, you know what, my job is done here, I'm going to the back. He just left Rollins hanging in the middle of the ring. Now, like I said, I'm surprised that Monday Night Raw is coming up with these ideas. I'm surprised these rumors even exist. So with Jordan and The Miz, and then The Shield versus Cesaro and Sheamus, I think that's fantastic. Now, obviously, this is going to continue with Ambrose and Rollins winning the tag team championships at some point. Give them a decent run with the titles. Give them a decent run. Have them run through the Revival. Get some matches out of the Revival, the Hardys, the Club, whatever you want to do. This needs to end with an Ambrose heel turn. And this needs to end. Because when you get the fans on their side, and you get that exclamation point stamped at the end of that fucking statement, Ambrose, Rollins, Raw Tag Team Champions. According to the fans, that's what's going to keep this bond together. Because they're tag team champions, there's no way that they would jeopardize the tag team championships, right? But it's always brewing in the back of Dean Ambrose's mind. You know, that's why they call him the lunatic. This is where we need to see the lunatic for real, for the first time in this WWE main roster run for Dean Ambrose. Never has he lived up to that moniker of lunatic fringe. So you give them a few weeks, a few months, whatever you want to do with the tag team championships. You want to start teasing dissension. You want to start, you know, building up that, can I trust this guy now that we're tag team champions? You know, you tease that there's a little dissension between the two after they initially come together and win the tag team championships, after getting everybody thinking, yeah, everything's okay. This needs to end with Ambrose turning heel in the same way that Rollins did Ambrose and Reigns dirty. It needs to end with a chair shot to the back, and it needs to end with Ambrose costing them the tag team titles. The same way that Rollins did it when he joined the Authority. Chair shot to the back. Rollins doesn't know what's coming. It comes out of left field. Done. The heat that the heat that Ambrose would get from attacking Rollins would be fucking absolutely out of this world. If you got the fans' trust and you betray Rollins, who's popular as it is, done. You got the makings of a great fucking heel. Where they go from there, you can continue their feud one-on-one. Maybe Rollins wins the IC title. Maybe they go for the IC title. I don't know. But Ambrose as a heel, we know, is a must. And it needs to end in the same way Rollins did to Ambrose, with a chair shot to the back, betraying the team, costing them the tag team championships. That's what I say happens. I love it, though. I think Monday Night Raw, I'm surprised. Like I said, I am surprised we're getting this type of thought and rumor out there for Monday Night Raw. This makes perfect sense. You need another babyface team. Instead of doing the same generic, boring tag team shit with the Hardys, right? Cesaro and Sheamus defending against the Shield. They got nothing else better going on for them. Get Ambrose out of that Miz situation. Rollins was doing nothing with Wyatt. So SummerSlam on Monday Night Raw side is looking pretty damn good. You got the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match, right? With Reigns, Strowman, Joe, and Lesnar. Tag Team Championships, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Ambrose and Rollins. IC title. You got Jason Jordan versus The Miz. You got Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. And you got Alexa Bliss versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. Looking pretty damn good on Monday Night Raw side, I gotta admit. And I'm stunned that I'm even saying that. Now we gotta wait to see what SmackDown does. Speaking of SummerSlam, plans, I don't know what you guys are doing. I know what I'm doing. I'll be in and around Brooklyn at SummerSlam. Or for SummerSlam weekend. I hope you guys are doing the same thing. But I want your plans to include an off-the-script t-shirt from Barbershop Window. That's what I want your plans to include. Because you know why? That coupon code JD17 is still active. So if you guys want your t-shirts, and I'm already talking to Connor about a new t-shirt, not telling you which one it is, but there'll be a new t-shirt for you guys to buy on barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. You guys want your t-shirts for SummerSlam? Do it now. Get your plans ready. When I do my meet and greet, I want to see everybody in that motherfucking bar wearing an off-the-script t-shirt. Plain and simple. Whatever one is on there, there's 9 different designs to choose from, man. $19.99. They ship worldwide, no matter where you are, no matter where you're coming from. I want to see you wearing an off-the-script t-shirt. All you got to do is go to barbershopwindow.com, shop to your heart desires, enter the coupon code at checkout, JD17, for 20% off. And you're going to save some money on my merchandise, man. That's barbershopwindow.com. Get your SummerSlam plans ready and include Barbershop Window and Off the Script merchandise. More on SummerSlam. Why Bayley and Alexa are going at it for the Raw Women's Championship instead of Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. During this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, Bayley beat Sasha Banks to earn the opportunity to face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. The WWE Universe was surprised since the rivalry between Bayley and Bliss was over after WWE Extreme Rules. The fans were expecting the boss to become the number 1 contender for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, but officials actually were originally planning to book a massive Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. Now, I'm glad that that's not happening. As of right now, I hope it doesn't happen because we already have a Fatal 4-Way. We don't need any multi-person matches on SummerSlam. I've been very vocal about this. Not everybody deserves to be on a main card because it's a dual-branded show. That's why we have a 2-hour pre-show. So, get them on the pre-show. Worry about building your main card and making it as epic as possible. Everything that's left over, figure out your own little storylines for the pre-show. But no more Fatal 4-Ways. We already have one that's big enough to fucking take up the entire year. We don't need another Fatal 4-Way. However, the decision was made for Bayley to challenge Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. The powers that be could still be planning the Fatal 4-Way, but it's being reported that Bayley challenging Alexa is part of a much bigger plan for the Raw Women's division after SummerSlam. WWE officials are rehabbing Bayley's push heading into SummerSlam to help regain her credibility on television again. I'm assuming after fan backlash that WWE realized, well, we fucked up with Bayley. How could we do this? And let's do it ASAP. There is a lot of speculation after Raw this week that Sasha Banks will finally turn heel at SummerSlam by costing Bayley her match with Alexa Bliss. Some analysts are also wondering if Bayley will win the Raw Women's Championship for a second time to rekindle her rivalry with Sasha Banks over the championship. Either way, the WWE Universe is expecting a new rivalry between Bayley versus Sasha Banks to happen very soon. Bayley versus Sasha is an important feud in recent WWE history. The two women changed the game one night in Brooklyn, which to me is still the greatest women's match I have ever seen. I remember where I was, who I was with, and our jaws dropped. We stopped what we were doing, we put our beverages down, and we watched in amazement for 20 fucking minutes what these women did. Which helped elevate women's wrestling to where it is today on WWE programming. The powers that be have been waiting for the right time to pull the trigger on their rivalry coming to Raw. But it seems that their rivalry will be one of the biggest storylines going on the Red brand. I was going to say Red Bland. That's what Raw has been lately. On the Red brand for the rest of the year. Their rivalry doesn't necessarily need the Raw Women's Championship, but WWE officials will likely involve the title to provide credibility and importance. Unfortunately, that would take the title away from Bliss and Nia Jax after SummerSlam. Nia Jax is still expected, as of right now, to turn babyface over the coming months. You kind of had that feeling on Monday Night Raw when she squashed Emma. And Alexa has been a great heel for Raw. WWE officials will need to make a decision regarding the future of the Raw Women's title, but pulling the trigger on Banks versus Bayley after 2 years of wait will be a massive boost for Raw. If we're getting Bayley and Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, after what we've seen Alexa do to Bayley already for 2 pay-per-views in a row, there's no doubt in my mind that Bayley's winning the title at SummerSlam. There's no doubt Bayley's winning the title at SummerSlam. That could be the credibility she needs. If WWE continues to build her up over the coming weeks and then have her win the title at SummerSlam, that could do a lot of good. It's not going to erase everything that they did, but at least they'll be on the right track. Now, what they need to do and what will be most important, because the match with Alexa Bliss is not the most important. What The most important thing is the follow-up to what they do after SummerSlam. Because everybody expected Sasha Banks to be there. What does Sasha Banks do? How does Sasha Banks get involved? I've been saying Sasha Banks needs to turn heel. If there are reports that Nia Jax is turning babyface, that means someone has to turn heel. Because you'll have too many babyfaces and not enough heels. Especially with the women that are being used on Monday Night Raw. You got Bayley, who's a babyface. Sasha, who's a babyface. And then you're going to have Nia, who's a babyface. So the only heel will be Alexa. They're not using Emma. They're not using Mickie James. They're not using fucking Dana Brooke, Botch Brooke, right? So someone has to turn heel. There's no better candidate than Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks needs to turn heel and betray Bayley because Bayley kind of overstepped her on her way to the Women's Championship. Sasha Banks is sick and tired of playing second fiddle to Bayley. Everywhere that Bayley goes, Sasha Banks is always in the shadow. Sasha Banks had this opportunity taken away from her. It should have been her opportunity. Once again, Bayley is crossing that line. And Sasha Banks is playing second fiddle again. I've discussed this to nauseam on this show. Sasha Banks needs to turn heel, whether that's costing Bayley the title, whether that's betraying Bayley after she wins the title, whatever. It needs to happen. But I don't want it to happen too soon. I want this to be a slow build, right? WWE has resources here. Bayley wins the title. Bayley and Emma could be a nice little mini feud. Bayley and Alexa, I'm sure, is going to get her rematch. Bayley and Nia. But have it be a slow build. Build that frustration with Sasha Banks. Have it just fester. And then one night on Monday Night Raw, betray. Boom. Done. Sasha Banks is heel. Sasha Banks' best work was in NXT as a heel. Making little children cry. Making all the Bayley fangirls cry. That was the best Sasha Banks. I miss that Sasha Banks. I mean, Sasha Banks is probably still one of my favorite right now, but there's something missing. That spark, that attitude is missing. We all know what's missing. Sasha Banks is a better heel than she is a babyface. So if you're turning Nia heel, Sasha Banks is the best candidate to turn into a heel as Nia turns babyface. That's what I'm saying. But if Bayley is challenging Alexa one-on-one, there's no doubt in my mind that Bayley's winning the title. Because after what Bayley has been through with Alexa Bliss so far, having it, have it be, another one of those situations where it happens all over again and Bayley is fucking losing on pay-per-view to Alexa Bliss for a third time, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening whatsoever. Bayley needs to win the title, and Sasha Banks needs to be directly involved in a heel turn to betray Bayley, and that friendship is done, and that leads to a match, and hopefully it leads to Bayley holding the title to WrestleMania, Sasha versus Bayley at WrestleMania. That's what you want your women's title match to be. That is the biggest thing that you could do, with a simple storyline to back it up. Bayley and Sasha were best friends. Sasha betrayed Bayley over jealousy, and nothing more important to her than the Women's Championship. Even their friendship is expendable because of the Women's Championship. Have them fight at WrestleMania. Sasha wins the title. It continues on. That's what I say happens. So we'll see what happens. Bayley, to me, going to be the new Women's Champion following SummerSlam. No question. In one of the most bizarre stories that you'll probably hear all month. In fact, I read it last night and I thought this was a fake story. It turns out to be real. Braun Strowman walks into a bar. Karen Jarrett walks up to him asking for an autograph for one of her sons. And Braun Strowman curses at Karen Jarrett. I figured this was a fake story. I thought this was fake news. Apparently it's not. It's not. And a lot of the WWE locker room were there to witness this epic battle between Braun Strowman and Karen Jarrett. Now, the following story sounds like it probably came from The Onion or kayfabenews.com, but it actually is a legit story. Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that some of Global Force Wrestling people and WWE people ended up at the same bar when the WWE crew was in town on 7/17 for Raw, July 17th. Karen Jarrett walked up to Braun Strowman and asked for an autograph for one of her sons because Strowman is one of his favorite wrestlers. The belief is that Strowman did not know who Karen Jarrett was, and he is usually a fun-loving guy. This time, though, he was said to be rude and may have said a curse word to her. Ooh, Braun Strowman using curse words at Karen Jarrett. The part about him swearing came from someone who was on the other side of the bar, but everyone in the bar saw what happened afterward. Karen flipped out and got really loud at Braun Strowman for blowing her off, and at one point said she would tell her son's father, Kurt Angle, about what he did. Strowman immediately apologized and begged her not to tell Kurt or anyone, and even offered to get on his knees in front of a lot of the WWE locker room and apologize. Karen fired back and said that he was now acting that way because he found out that Kurt Angle is her son's father, but pointed out that he should not have acted that way anyway, because it could have been any mother coming up asking for an autograph for her son. Strowman agreed and said that she was right and apologized. By the time this story makes the rounds online, some people might deny it, but there were a lot of WWE wrestlers and Global Force Wrestling people there at the bar and saw what happened. Very odd, very bizarre. Now, I don't even know what to say about that, man. You know, Braun Strowman, it could be that Braun Strowman just didn't realize who Karen Jarrett was. I mean, why would he? Why would he? He's a young guy in the business. He's got a lot on his plate right now. You know, God forbid, he doesn't know who Karen Jarrett is. But it also doesn't give him the right to be a dick towards a mother asking for an autograph for her son because the son considers Braun Strowman to be one of his favorite wrestlers right now in the WWE. So, whether you like Karen Jarrett or not, or whether you agree with Global Force Wrestling politics and the way that they handle business and the way that they are a bunch of douchebags, you got to take Karen Jarrett's side on this. You really do. Because Braun, no matter how stressed out he is, no matter how tired he is, no matter who it is, man, the fact that it could have been any mother walking up to Braun Strowman in the bar asking for an autograph for her son because her son thinks that Braun Strowman is great and Braun Strowman is one of his favorite wrestlers. You got to agree with Karen Jarrett on that. But Braun Strowman, it was just a common mistake. Karen Jarrett didn't have to be a bitch about it. Oh, I'm gonna tell Kurt Angle. I'm gonna tell Vince McMahon. I'm gonna tell Kevin Dunn. It is what it is. You don't gotta go that route and fucking bury the guy because of who you are or who you think you are. The guy made a fucking generous mistake. He didn't know who you were. It also doesn't give him the right to be a fucking dick. But you don't have to fucking blackmail the guy and say, oh, I'm going to tell my fucking ex-husband. I'm going to tell my son's father. Come on, man. That's petty. That's really, really fucking petty. Talk to the guy in private. Understand where he's coming from. He made a mistake. God forbid, like I said, nobody knows who Karen Jarrett is. Who the fuck is a Karen Jarrett? Who? Next time Braun Strowman knows that when someone comes up to him at a bar, no matter how tired he is, no matter how stressed out he is, he's not going to make that mistake again. Simple as that. But don't bury the guy over it. Don't fucking blackmail him. It's fucking bullshit. Guy made a mistake. Talk to him about it. Let bygones be bygones. Get over it. Sign whatever the fuck you want to sign for the son and move along. Simple as that. Karen Jarrett acting like a bitch doesn't give her a reason to fucking bury Braun Strowman. Next time he knows. But Braun Strowman was, to me, in the wrong here. He was in the wrong. Be nice to everybody, man. Really. I understand these guys are tired. I understand that they got a lot of stress and a bunch of shit that comes with the road. The politics that happen in WWE, but No reason to act like that to a mother of a son who loves your work. Come on, man. Just take it easy. Seriously, just take it easy. WWE 2K announces the 2K18 Collector's Edition inspired by John Cena. 2K Games announced plans for the Cena Enough edition of WWE 2K18. I've seen enough of shitty games coming out from 2K. You're going to give me a good game this year? I've seen enough of shitty Raws this year. I've seen enough of fucking shitty SmackDowns to save me all year. Stop it already. Seen enough. I've seen enough of plenty of shit. Seen enough. The forthcoming release in the flagship WWE video game franchise, packed with an impressive collection of exclusive memorabilia and digital content. The offering will celebrate the 15-year career of WWE superstar John Cena, while paying homage to his distinct position as WWE's most frequently cheered and frequently booed personality. Limited to 30,000 copies worldwide, the WWE 2K18 Cena Enough Edition will be available exclusively for the PlayStation 4 computer entertainment system and Xbox One at participating retailers for a suggested $150 price tag. The WWE 2K18 Cena Enough Edition will include a copy of WWE 2K18 Deluxe Edition video game, which includes the following items: Season Pass, all details announced this fall, playable legends and John Cena rivals, Batista and Rob Van Dam. Playable John Cena characters from the ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view, which is one of my favorite WWE pay-per-views of all time. One Night Stand 2006 and WrestleMania 26 back in 2010. The Kurt Angle pack, access to WWE's American Hero 2001 and ECW Wrestling Machine 2006 playable characters. Exclusive premium packaging, including a unique cover sleeve. Exclusive John Cena Mattel Cena Enough action figure featuring Cena and Cena Enough t-shirt options. Fanatics limited edition commemorative plaque with a piece of the ring mat from his 16th championship win against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble, as well as a hand-signed photo from John Cena. WWE Supercard limited edition in-game cards featuring Cena, Batista, and Rob Van Dam, as well as a Cena Enough card pack. Lots of stuff in there, but is it worth $150? Fuck no. Fuck no. People were asking me today, as I was streaming Call of Duty, JD, you're going to get the deluxe edition of WWE 2K18? I would like to, but I'm not going through 2K's website to order it because they take the fucking money right out of your bank account immediately. I don't feel like giving them $150 for a game that's going to be quite similar to what we got this year. I want to see first before you take my money. That's the fucking problem here. You can give me all this shit. You can tell me what's going to be in it. You can show me what's going to be in it. But you're selling me on digital fucking items and an action figure and downloadable content. Show me the fucking game already. Then maybe I'll shell out $150. Show me how things work, and then I'll shell out $150. I'm not that big of a John Cena fan where I'm going to rush to give you $150 for all this commemorative shit. Show me first, and then I'll give you my money. Don't, tease me with a bunch of fucking nonsense and then ask me for my money. We haven't seen anything real yet. And I would not buy it through 2K. I'll wait for it to come on Amazon. Because when I use my Amazon card, I get 3% cash back. I get Amazon reward points for every purchase. And they don't charge me until it ships. So I'd rather go through Amazon instead of 2K. That's what I'm going to do. If it's available, I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to stress about it. I'll just get the regular edition. And then I'll buy the season pass on top of that. I don't need the action figure. I don't need the fucking, WWE Supercard shit. All this shit's going to be available anyway. The downloadable stuff for the game and the universe mode, it's going to be available eventually. You don't need it immediately. All this other shit is nonsense. So that's what they're doing. The Cena Enough Edition, inspired by John Cena and the 15-year anniversary of John Cena. Finally, guys, we're going to end this with this one here. Some GFW news. Being that we talked about Karen Jarrett and Braun Strowman. John Morrison to make his Global Force Wrestling debut next month. former WWE superstar John Hennigan, also known as John Morrison, a.k.a. Johnny Mundo, scheduled to make his debut with Global Force Wrestling in August. He'll be working the live events in New York. I won't be going to them because they're out in Long Island, and there's no reason for me to go to Long Island. Not for Global Force Wrestling, anyway. This marks the first time that the former WWE Intercontinental Champion has wrestled under the GFW banner since he decided to leave the WWE in 2011. The promotion will be holding live events in August 4th in Long Island, Staten Island, and Bridgeport, Connecticut. 4th, 5th, and 6th of August to be exact. Hennigan's Global Force Wrestling debut was announced on Wednesday, this past Wednesday. Not this week's Wednesday, last Wednesday, by Jeremy Borash during a company conference call. It was also announced that Drago from AAA and Taya from Lucha Underground, who is engaged to Johnny Mundo, would be working the live events. Looks like there are some more names gone from Global Force Wrestling as well. Several readers sent in word that Madison Rayne, Magnus, Brandy Rhodes, and Matt Morgan have all been removed from the ImpactWrestling.com roster page. It was reported on Thursday that Magnus and his deal was short-term, and he agreed to work on a handshake deal so that he could drop the Global Force Wrestling Championship and preserve the lineage of the title. He was offered a longer deal but declined the offer, and as of now, he is based out of Orlando with wife Mickie James. There might be some interest from WWE there. I don't know, being that he is the wife of Mickie James. They might bring him into NXT. Who knows? I don't remember Magnus being this talent out there that is must-see or WWE has to pick up. He's got a decent look. But he is the husband of Mickie James, so maybe they'll bring him on into NXT. Because, you know, NXT always loves picking up guys that have at least some credibility. Madison Rayne, the wife of Josh Matthews. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Madison Rayne is the wife of Josh Matthews. Are we living in a fucking parallel universe? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Maybe the worst fucking announcer in the history of the business. But he's got Madison Rayne, so he must be doing something right. Was rumored to have been gone just after Slammiversary after she changed her Twitter name from @MRainTNA to @Madison Rayne. And because she removed the TNA GFW references from her Twitter bio. In recent weeks, she has taken bookings with Tried and True Pro Wrestling and Shimmer. Now, people believe those would be her first wrestling bookings outside of TNA Global Force since 2015. Brandy Rhodes is not a surprise considering that her husband is no longer with the promotion, as he is the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, and focusing on New Japan as well. But Matt Morgan, nobody knows about the situation with Matt Morgan. He might have been on a short-term deal. He returned to the company in April. No big losses there for Global Force Wrestling. Cutting payroll where it needs to be cut. But it's a big pickup, even if for a short term for John Morrison. I'd love to have Johnny Mundo back in WWE. But they probably wouldn't even know what to do with him. Probably one of those guys that they pick up and just fucking handcuff so that it doesn't go anywhere else. Nobody knows what's happening with Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground might be done after this season. They don't have any financial backing. But that makes Johnny Mundo and Rey Mysterio heading to Global Force Wrestling. Rey Mysterio, we don't know yet. I'm hearing that he's probably leaning towards Global Force over WWE. Just because of the schedule. WWE is probably going to want Rey Mysterio to wrestle full time. He doesn't want that. 42 years old with bad knees. Come on. John Morrison, just picking up dates along the way. Being that Lucha Underground is in peril right now. We don't know what's going on with that. But I'd love to see Johnny Mundo back in WWE, man. So there's a lot of TNA Global Force news there. If you guys are fans of TNA, there you go. I mean, Johnny Mundo making his GFW debut was big enough for me. All the other shit was just some added news and notes from the Global Force front. But that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got for Off the Script this weekend. Part 1, number 180 on this Friday. If you guys enjoy the video, let me know what you think down below. We got a lot more coming this week, man. I didn't want to go over everything in Part 1 because there's not really much to go over right now. I got news on Big Cass. Plans for him at SummerSlam. I got news on AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. More details on what happened at Battleground. SummerSlam poster might have spoiled plans for one of the main events on SmackDown Live. Huge feud for Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. Possible feud with Kevin Owens. Update on Brie Bella's WWE comeback. Jinder Mahal dropping the title very soon, according to rumors. Bray Wyatt, according to rumors, entering the Universal title picture after SummerSlam. What's going to happen with that? Is Lesnar dropping the title? Will Reigns be the new Universal Champion? All this plus so much more right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much. Please check out the sponsors down below. That Wrestling Club. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below with that bell for your notification. Buy your t-shirts on barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Audible trial still available if you guys want a free audiobook just for listening to today. You guys get 30 days free to try Audible service with one free audiobook of your choice. I recommend the Justin Roberts book. He's been on the rounds being interviewed by everybody. He's got a lot of fascinating tales about Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn there. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and do that. If you guys want something for free just for listening today, if you are indeed a new listener, capbeast.com, capbeast, offering you guys custom-made logos on hats, caps, beanies. Use the coupon code JD10 for 10% off. And make sure you guys check out everything you need down below in the description, as well as the annotation you see in the video for all the videos you might have missed. If you guys are listening on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, Google Play Music, please leave a comment wherever you might be listening. And if you guys are on iTunes, leave a comment and leave us a 5-star rating. That's a 10-star, but all I want is 5 because they don't go up to 10. If there was 10, I'd say give me a 10, but 5-star is good enough, man. But thank you guys so very much. That's Off the Script. We will be back tomorrow with more news. And Sunday is the new day, I have finally decided, for Patreon shoutouts and subscriber stories. Instead of doing it on a Friday, kind of revamping the way the show flows. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. You know what? I'm going to set a lofty goal for this one, man. Let's do 1,200 likes for today's video. Can we do that? 1,200 likes. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of today's video, man. I'm JD. Make it a great Friday. I'll be back with more right here on Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.